All right, guys, happy new year. So I have finally crushed the competition, but it has come back to bite me. So in this video, I'm going to be talking you through exactly what has happened and give you one massive takeaway that is hopefully going to really help you with your own Amazon FBA business. Now, just very, very quickly before I get into that, I have just received an email from Helium 10 that they have extended their end of year promo up until the 7th of January. So you've got 3 or 4 days. They're offering 40% off for 12 months. There'll be the usual discount code or affiliate link in the pinned top comment. And if you're starting Amazon FBA in 2025, you're going to need software like this. So what has gone on? Well, let's go back. Let's rewind. What are we rewinding? 6 years back to 2019. This is when I launched my second product. So this has always been a really strong product for me. And when I launched that product, at the time, I launched a unique design in that niche. But strangely enough, pretty much within a week of me launching that product, another competitor launched quite a similar product. Now, clearly they hadn't copied me because they appeared too quickly. But we were both had found the same opportunity at the same time. And for the past 5-6 years, we've been battling out for that particular product, for the sales, for the ranks, etc. And around about 2-3 years ago, that competitor sold out to what was called at the time an Amazon aggregator. These are basically private equity that were going around buying up lots of successful small Amazon brands, but actually themselves didn't have a huge amount of skills and know how to run Amazon businesses. And if you look in the news over the past year or two, you'll see lots of these big Amazon aggregators that have bought up lots of smaller brands have actually gone bust. So this brand was sold, and so my original competitor, so to speak, disappeared, but their product and their brand remained under the control of these aggregators. Now, ever since we launched the product, we had different selling points, and I continued to develop my product to give it a stronger offering and also allow me to charge a higher price. And it was always kind of very to and fro, and we fought over the positions, but we both did okay from it. Now, when they sold out to the aggregators, they changed the listing and changed the photography, and kind of, because they're not very good at Amazon, they lost a lot of what made that product good. And their only weapon was price. And this is going to be the big takeaway for you guys, by the way, is price, and I'll explain more later on as we go through the video. So their big weapon was price, and there's always going to be a certain percentage of customers on Amazon that pretty much buy on price alone. But that's not the playground that we want to be in, and it's the same for you guys. You never want to be in the market competing on price alone. So they kept dropping their price to compete with me, and they were maintaining their ranks, and they were outselling me, a lot of the time. But that was fine with me because I was still hitting my sales goals and I was still making healthy margin on that. And I continued to squeeze them by offering a better product. Their price continued to get lower, and I knew that eventually they weren't going to be making any profit. And sure enough, I think it was around about September 2024, so 4 or 5 months ago, I had my biggest ever sale. Not biggest ever sale, sorry. The biggest number of sales in 1 month for that product. That particular product sold about 600 units in 1 month, which is the best month performance it's ever had. And when I looked into it, it's because that competitor had disappeared from the search results. So I was soaking up all of the sales that we've been sharing for the past 5-6 years. And then in December, I noticed my sales were back down to 300 to 400. I'm like, okay, what's with the big drop? And I looked, my ranks had dropped off. So I looked into it a bit further, and that listing had reappeared, and all of a sudden the price was like half the price of what it used to be. I'm talking like, instead of being in a 20 to 30 pound region, it was like single digits. And I'm like, well, I clearly can't compete with them on price. And regardless of the quality of the product, that listing still has 5 or 6 years of history and thousands of reviews, and it's been sold for less than a tenner. So to the consumer that has no idea what has taken place, which I'm going to explain in a moment, to the average consumer, they're like, well, why would I? Although that product looks more premium, that's £20 more expensive. I'm going to take the punt on the cheaper one. What's the worst that's going to happen? I can send it back to Amazon and get my money back. Amazon returns are great for consumers. So I looked into it a bit further, and what had happened is they had liquidated the inventory and sold it to some of the largest Amazon liquidators that are out there. And these guys were reselling that product at less than, I'm not going to tell you the exact price, but it was less than £5. So what we are seeing now is we have got Amazon arbitrage sellers. So these are usually small sellers that don't have a huge amount of money to invest, and a lot of them are reselling the same product. So instead of there being a single seller on their listing, you now got 15, 20 people that are all buying it from the same liquidators and reselling it back on Amazon. But because they're only buying it for a tiny, tiny amount, they're now in a price war with each other, which often happens with the arbitrage sellers because they don't really know what they're doing. They're not really making any margin, and this product is now being sold for single digits when the actual genuine value is somewhere in the £20 to £30 price range. Now, I can't compete with that on price, and so when Amazon sees their click-through rate and conversion rate at below £10 is much better than mine is in the £20 to £30 price point region, they are pushing them up the ranks. So at the moment, they are dominating the sales. Now, thankfully, I'm still doing okay and making enough sales, but by crashing the competition, I've now got more difficult competition for a limited period of time, because it's just a matter of months until all of the inventory that the liquidators hold is sold through to the arbitrage sellers, and then the arbitrage sellers won't be able to source any more stock, or if they can, they won't be able to source it at a price point that will allow them to sell it below £10, which is what they're doing at the moment. So it is a bit of a difficult time at the moment for that particular product, and it's kind of a frustrating time as well, because technically those arbitrage sellers don't have a genuine supply chain. They can't provide the invoices necessary to prove all of that. So Amazon shouldn't really be allowing this to happen, but this is what happens all over Amazon. I've done arbitrage before in the past, and I know how easy it is to get away with it. So I don't blame the arbitrage sellers. This is Amazon pretending they care about supply chains, but really it's only when it suits them. So that's what's happened with that particular product. It's fun and games, and if I can survive the next few months, then I'm sure I'm probably going to see, hopefully going to see record sales again as we head towards spring and the summer months. But there is the massive takeaway for you guys from this, which is with any product that you choose to sell on Amazon, any private label product that you're developing, is you never want to be in a position where your only weapon is price. That is what happened to that product when they were taken over by the Amazon aggregators that don't really know what they're doing on Amazon. They don't understand things like unique selling points, visual selling points, and all of that, and how that impacts click-through rates, conversion rates, and then how that follows through to your ranks. All they understand is, can I buy it cheaply? And because they're big private equity firms, they have huge amounts of money to go and buy 5,000 or 10,000 units, despite only selling maybe 500 units a month. Whereas for us smaller sellers, we're maybe buying 1,000 units at a time. So their only weapon is price. So you don't want to be in a position where you're either competing with people with huge budgets, or very often is the case, probably 8 or 9 out of 10 sellers on Amazon are Chinese factories or Chinese trading companies, again, whose only weapon is price. I have survived in many niches over the years against much cheaper products by offering a better product. The product has to offer functions, features, benefits. It has to offer greater perceived values. It has to have some sort of visual selling point to draw the eye when they see your product in the search results directly next to the others. So never go into Amazon thinking you're going to make money because you're going to be the cheapest. You're going to make money because you're going to be offering the best product and the greatest perceived value. That is how you make money on Amazon in 2025 and beyond. Now, if you do want to get started with Amazon in 2025, but you're not sure where to begin, I've got 2 videos for you. The first one is the exact method that I use to find products to sell on Amazon. So I'm going to pop up that video now. Or if you want a full step-by-step guide, I'm going to pop up another video which shows you how to make your first £2,000 per month step-by-step. And I'll see you guys in either one of those videos.